Hello once again, fellow girls, guys, gamers. This is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for this episode of 7 Days To Die A16 on top of the Higashi skyscraper, which we finally made the roof of, and I was startled to find that there weren't any irradiated zeds up here at all. Kind of pleased to find that, to be honest, but at the same time startled because the first time I came up on top of the Higashi building, I was about level 3 or something stupid, and I definitely found irradiated zombies up here because they nearly killed me. So a little unfair, really, that now I'm level 132. There weren't any, so kind of typical though. But we have got some really sweet loot from these crates here. I think, let me off there. Thank you. Very strange. I was looking at this during the night, and we've got 29 silver nuggets, each of which is worth about 250 dukes. And the raw diamonds are worth about 1,500 apiece, so that's amazing. And we just found those in these crates here. So very unassuming looking treasure crates, but there you go. I think we've been everywhere on this roof, in actual fact. Do we need to go up here to get around to where we first came in? So we have finished now the no, I think we looted those as well. I've eaten and drunk some of the contents of my inventory overnight as well, which means that we have a couple of extra spaces. I'm a little bit worried about bits of the roof collapsing. That does happen sometimes, but I don't think it happens to this one. There are other places where it might, but not necessarily here. Okay, and we need to go towards a torch, which is sort of over here, I think. Is this where we came in? It's a bit of a maze, this joint, really. We're kind of following this pathway here, which we couldn't see very clearly overnight. There we go. There's the torch. So where's the way we came up? Oh my, this is silly. I can't find the way I got in. Was it here? Wow, you really have to run all the way around. I've run all the way around the roof several times now. I think I maybe need to go in through. Oh my gosh! Wow, that is... Crash crunch. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay, and Zeds. I just woke up a load of zombies, including some irradiators by the sound of it. Okay, that's wonderful. And I need to get out of here somehow. Oh, that is nice. I'm having that. May as well have that as well. We've got a drop box, which we're going to need to... There's another one there. We've got a drop box, which we're going to need to... anvil. I'm just going to scrap that, to be honest. Fertilizer we might need, actually. So if we've got anything we can get rid of, not really, but I can scrap those. There we go. Did I pick that up? I did. Okay, let's just... Oh, holy moly. There's one, look. Where did you come from? And he's feral as well. Ah, no! Just have to hope I can hit faster than he can. And I can't hit his head because it's in a box, which is distinctly unfair. There we go. Finally. Wow, he took some serious beating. And so did I. In fact, I'm bleeding out right now. Here we go. Whoa. Okay, this is not the way things were supposed to go. We were just supposed to leave coolly and calmly. I could swear I walked across that glass before. Tada, I just leveled up. Well, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, I could swear I'd actually walked across that glass before with no ill effects, but no, indeed, we've just nearly fell through it. Oh gosh, can I not get through there? That's a bit strange. Here we go. So all the way down, and we're just going to get out of here. Yeah, okay. Can't get through that on the way down unless I duck, which is a little bit strange. Okay, it's a longer way down, isn't it? Here we go. All the way to the bottom. And we're going to go back to base. And what I thought we'd do in this episode, because I didn't want to do this, quite rightly as it turns out, I didn't want to do this... Oh, no, I've gone too far. This is where we need to go, isn't it? Yes. I didn't want to do this off camera, and yeah. Turns out I was right. It's all been quite exciting, hasn't it? There we go. So, we've got our drop box. We did a drop box here. I don't know if I can pick up anything from that. Nope, we can't. Okay, we don't have our bike here. We left that back at base. So, let me just check my map. Ooh, hello. Just check my map. And the bike, yeah, the bike's still left at base, and hopefully it's not like bugged through the floor again. That does still happen occasionally, not every time, but occasionally. So we'll head back to base. In the last episode, before we headed out here, I did actually, or one of the last episodes, I did intend on showing you guys what I've done with the outside of the base, but didn't get around to it. Yeah, I can take that. Nice. Hello, but this direction. We're not very far from base, really. But yeah, I did get around to it, so I can show you what progress has been made now. Obviously, I've not made any progress since the last episode because I wasn't at the base, so I couldn't do any off-camera stuff. You got anything? Not that I can pick up anyway. Hello, this direction. Yeah, so I've done a few things. I've basically painted a bit more of the outside, which you'll probably be able to see. You can see the top part of it now, which isn't quite finished yet. We've got to finish the garden bit, which I thought we'd do today, or we'd do some of today anyway. We'll do as much as we can to get our garden transferred up there. I've been collecting fertiliser, so we won't have enough to fertilise the whole thing, but I intend to sort of, yeah, plant up the bits I can get fertilised and sort of transfer our garden crops up there, really. But you can see I've painted up as far as I sort of can, and I've got the decorative bands on there as well, so they denote each of our different floors, so you can see it's going to look pretty funky by the time we're done. And the other thing I did actually was to change the ramp. Now I've actually painted a little bit of the garage. I've painted the poles on which it stands, and I've painted the ramp as well. And as you can see, what I threatened to do was actually change the ramp so the bottom part was less steep. And I've actually added an extra bit of slope to the top as well. So there's the bike behaving itself for once. Not finished painting the garage yet. Not finished painting the top of the base yet. It's really precarious going up there now. But we're getting there bit by bit, and off camera I will sort of try and finish that off. So there we go. I couldn't make this jump, but hopefully the bike now actually will be able to, and that's something that we'll be testing in the not too distant future. So obviously I've got a load of stuff to pick up from our drop box over there, and so that is probably what I'm going to do, to be honest. I shall, because otherwise I will do what I did with the last one, and I will just forget that actually there's some left in it. So I'm going to go down here. I don't think there was ever so much, so I'm just going to drop that, and I think there was about that much there, but let's just play it safe. There we go. And then I'm going to go back, possibly with the bike actually. We'll go back with the bike, pick up the rest of our lovely, lovely loot. We'll leave the drop box there. It just makes sense to have drop boxes outside huge buildings like that, where you know full well you're going to get your inventory full and you're not going to be able to pick it all up. There we go. So we'll take the bike back to Higashi. Don't need those, and I prefer not to have my vision kind of interrupted by... I'm wearing a hoodie. Oh yeah, that's because I got really cold in the night, isn't it? That's why. There we go. Not going to be cold now. There we go. So hopefully when we come back, we'll actually be able to drive up that somewhat easier. So we can give that a bit of a test run as well. Okay, here's our drop box. There it is. Now, the question is, what happened to my vest top? I did have a vest top on, and it's disappeared, and I'm not quite sure what's happened to it. I'm fairly sure that's what I was wearing anyway, and I don't know where it is. I took it off at one point, I think, because I might have put it in the bike actually. No, it's not in there either. Mystery, don't know. Because I got cold, so I've replaced it with something else. I may have left it somewhere in that building. I don't know. Anyway, no big disaster, no major problem. Right, so I'm going to go and drop this stuff in the drop box. That's something that I can deal with back. Oh no, let's drive into the garage. That makes sense. I'll have to remember to sort all this stuff out later on. Right, we'll just take a little bit of a run up, but we'll see if this has improved matters. It should make a difference. It's just getting annoying that it would usually pick its time, like it'd be a horde night, and I was trying to get home in time, and then it just wouldn't work. There we go. You see, that is nice. That is nice. I think we've got it now. So I'm going to try and park in the red zone here. That is kind of what this is about. Oh my goodness, you know, a mini bike can't be too fast. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. All right, we've got a few things for our trade goods. That and that. And then those, there we go. And the rest, well, the rest is all mine. The rest is all my gear, there we go. And there's nothing in the bike either, so that should be fine. All right, here we go. So we're going to go up. I don't think... Did I leave anything random in here? No, I didn't. Good. I don't think I've done anything on the inside since you last saw the base here. It's not quite completed yet. I haven't transferred any books or anything into these. I think they're all right, but if I can buy some actual bookcases, I might do so because, as I say, they take half the space there. And I haven't yet wired in the lights, as you can see, because I can't turn them on yet. So I need to wire those in, but I have got the generator up top there. I have got some engines in it now, and I've got some fuel. I just haven't done the wiring yet, so I'm obviously going to have to do that, and that's going to require breaking the glass because I did my usual silly trick and forgot. Okay, so what I thought when we're on top of the Higashi building, yeah, obviously that's happened. It's just a grass farm at the moment. What I thought when we're on top of the Higashi building was actually it'd be quite cool to use catwalk for this. I'm not sure there's much point in using wood catwalk. We might as well just make metal catwalk for the start off and just have that going around because we've got, I think there are corner pieces which will do, and then obviously we're going to have a fence going all the way around the outside as well. So I think that's probably going to be the thing to do. So we'll go and see if we've got the ingredients we need, the resources we need to make, hello, down a bit more, some catwalk. I don't think I've got any in there, have I? I have not. I've got burned forest ground. Well, that's lovely, but I need some soil as well, so that's something else we're going to need. But let's see, mixing materials. Now I need my misc materials, 478. I think it's forged iron we need. Catwalk. Can we not make it here? We might have to make it in the workbench, or we might have to make the wood and then upgrade it. I'm not sure. Let's just see. Catwalk. Yep, looks like we're going to have to do that, but we've got the stuff to upgrade it with now. Let's see. We just need to make 4 corners, don't we? There we go. And we're going to need to make corner railing, catwalk with railing. That's the problem, is that we're not necessarily going to be able to place just a railing. Let's just see. Can we make just railings? Railing. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll need some just catwalk platforms then, and we'll need quite a lot of those. Ooh, perhaps not 198. I don't think we'll need quite that many. Let's just make 30 for the time being. And then when I've done this, I won't need to feel quite so nervous about being up here, and I haven't put stuff away yet, obviously, and it's coming up that ladder and then falling off. So the first place I'm going to place something is here. Let's just turn it around the right way around. There we go. And then I'm going to replace this with my claw hammer so we can upgrade. Kerblam, there we go. Looks good. I like it. So obviously we're going to have to get rid of this lot here, but it's going to take me a while in any case to craft all these pieces of catwalk. But if we can get this fence going all the way around the outside, you can also paint this catwalk, so we can paint it to look kind of nicer than rusty metal as well if we want. And we can have, yeah, whatever we like up here. And then what we're going to need to do before it gets dark and things is go and get ourselves, I haven't got a soil farm. I've never needed a soil farm, but obviously we're going to have to go and dig a big hole somewhere, possibly out in that direction, where we're fairly sure we're not going to get the bike stuck in it, but just to make sure, I'll only dig it 1 layer deep anyway. It's always prudent. Phew, that took forever, but I'm ever so glad I didn't place even more of those, quite honestly, because that would have been a nightmare to shift. But I think these catwalk railings are going to be much better for the job. Let's just, does it matter at this point? It doesn't really matter which direction they're facing in, does it? Because we're going to upgrade them anyway to be metal like that. The other thing is, of course, we need a vault hatch to go over there. We don't necessarily need a vault hatch. We could use just a normal metal hatch. We don't need the security up here, I don't think. But that's just the OCD in me really saying, do you know what? Vault hatches look better. I prefer them. I don't like the upgraded ones. I think they don't look very good, really. Oh, we're going to need 2 actually, aren't we? There we go. And I've made a few more of these, but I'm not sure if I've made I think I've made enough, but I'm not quite sure, so we'll see. Yeah, we have. In fact, I've got 6 left over. There we go. So we're going to have 6 of these left over as well. Now, how we're going to place these, I'm not so sure. A bit nervous there. We have to kind of place those on the outside, and I'm not quite sure how to go about doing that. It may be a case of, where's my frames? Good grief. I may have to do this from the bottom up, folks. I'm a little bit scared that I'm going to die here. Because I can't really... This is too big a risk, isn't it, really? Oh, there we go. Sort of. But yeah, we could probably sort of do it like this. And then hopefully that won't actually, if I do that, hopefully that won't. Let's just do this. And we'll place a few along here, and I'm just going to do, I'm not necessarily going to do all of this now, because we want to try and get some soil up here as well, and we're going to need to make our pieces of dirt to sort of fill it up here. There we go. Alright, so we should now be able to take that away, and oh my goodness, no, that didn't work out. Okay, so we're going to need our frames in place to be able to position these, it would seem. But we can pick up the wood frames from behind them, so that's okay. And I don't think... Well, hopefully these will be technically attached to the... I've used these before. I've used catwalks before, just hanging off the edge of buildings like this, and they haven't collapsed. So hopefully this will have the structural integrity it needs, because I think they're attached to the bits of catwalk we actually have under our feet. Hopefully we won't run out of forged iron while we're doing this. I'll have to make some more. May as well go around and upgrade all of that. Let's just see if we can upgrade the railings as well. These are quite difficult to hit. I also need to do that, don't I? There we go. Got matching ladder now. Okay. Can't hit these. There we go. So we've done all of the catwalk that goes around the outside there. I've got 78 left, so yeah, I'm going to need to make some more forging iron, but that's okay. I'll probably put these catwalk platforms around here as well, just to sort of... Actually, maybe I won't, because we're going to need chests up here as well. We're going to need a chest or some sort of storage in order to create... in order to store our gardening tools, our hoe, and our seeds and soil, because we need some soil for the purposes of perhaps repairing if I accidentally hit some of the soil blocks and damage them, but also soil for creating mushroom spores for replanting mushrooms, and we're going to need that up here as well. So we're going to have to put a chest somewhere, and my thought is if I put a chest on this side, then we're going to be able to distinguish which side of the garden is our entrance way into the rest of the base. So that's perhaps the way to go about it, is to put a chest on this side. So from that point of view, probably do better not to actually have because we can't place objects on top of the catwalks. Of course, they take up the whole voxel. So yeah, we're going to have to just put a chest there, I think. Let's just... These are cheap and easy to make, so we'll just make one of these. It's going to be bigger than we actually technically need it to be. There we go, and we'll just... Let me just put that on a... That's not what I meant. I want it on a diagonal angle, and that's the one it's not wanting to give me. There we go. There we are. So, kind of like that, really. And then the other bits probably can have catwalk on them, can't they? Whoops. Except having away. There we are. And then here as well. There we go. And then I'll just upgrade those too. But I'm going to need to make some more of the stuff, because it actually costs quite a bit. I think it's 8 by the look of it in order to upgrade each of those there. That's pretty cool. And then we can see where we're going to get down here. And then, yeah, I just need to very carefully fill in the rest of these bits to make sure that we can't accidentally fall off when we pull either ladder. Place a couple of hatches so that I don't fall down my ladder, those by accident as well. And I do prefer the fact that I can see over, even though we've got, kind of quite a sort of an eye-watering view straight downwards, really. I like the fact that I can, see all that distance, and I can see straight down as well, so if it's a horde coming or whatever. I can't necessarily shoot them very well from here, but I can see them, and I can, sort of get to action stations pronto for that. Okay, so I don't think we're going to need to upgrade these plates to reinforced concrete, but that's something I might do anyway, just to make sure that it's definitely going to be strong enough to hold our soil and our plants up top here. But for now, what we're going to do, so maybe we should do that. Let's just see. I've got a few things I need to put away from our loot run earlier, and actually I've gone past, haven't I, because our house is here now, and this is where we're now keeping our meat. There we go, so that needs to go there. And then we've got various bits of stuff which probably belongs in here. Let's get our furnace going to make some more forging iron. This is the right one for iron. Forged iron, how much can you give me? Oh, I don't think we need that much. Let's just have 300 will do, thank you very much. Okay, that's dealt with that. Now, it's getting a little bit late, but nonetheless, and I had some zombies down here. I heard them. They've been trashing my spikes. They're having a party, as they usually do. We need to go and get some soil. So I know for a fact that I've got some in our garden over here, and also fertilizers. So we need to grab those, plus our hose. So we've got a couple of hose there. We've got 15 fertilizer. We've got some more in the base. I did have some dirt here, but I think I must have put it in the base already because I did need to use it for a few things. And then I don't know if I could actually get anything back from the fertilizer by digging up my own soil here. It's possible that I might be able to do that. Therefore, I might just leave that for the time being. I might have turned the soil I already had into, yes, dirt for up there. So we might have already done that. So what I will do is, when this lot is cleared, I will take all these, when they are ready, and they're not all quite ready. Oh, they're just ripening right in front of my face by the look of them. But when this is all ripened, I will take them all, and I will use some of them for seeds to reseed up top there. And I will also take, let's just try, because this is all done, right? So we're going to take out what we can, because it's all done. Let's just put my, this light on. I have no intention to stay out here when they start running. The zombies at night are more dangerous than they have been in previous alphas because, well, they're not specifically. You never know. If it's only hordes really where you get irradiated ones turning up. The rest of the time, random hordes, you don't. Feral hordes, you do. So it's the feral hordes where you get the really dangerous ones. So technically, they're not really. Okay, well, more or less, not all of these are going to be harvestable. I think we're going to have to wait a little bit longer on our hops. Our potatoes are just ripened in front of my face. How perfect is that? But my hops will take a little bit longer, as will my mushrooms, so I'm not going to be able to take those. But what we will do is we'll try and take, there we go, we're getting some fertilizer out of that. Nice. I thought it might work that way because, of course, we dug up fertilizer in the burn biome initially. That's how we got most of our fertilizer. We're not going to get much back this way, but we will get some, which will help. And then that means that I'm not going to have to go back to the burn biome too much in order to farm more of the stuff. But we'll take what we can for now. And I need to turn. Am my hops done now? They might be, actually. Let's just go see. Yes, they are. Fantastic. So it's only the mushrooms that aren't. And technically, I could start putting the mushrooms in the garden as well. It wouldn't be too much of a problem because I could just use mushrooms that I've got in the fridge that we haven't used yet. And then we can take these ones and just keep them as crops. But we want to get as much of the garden fertilised as possible. So I will only plant the bits that I can fertilise because it will increase our crop yields. a lot, but obviously we don't have a garden here anymore once I've done this, so this is going to be my labour of love for the next, I don't know, I'm going to be doing a bit of off-camera stuff now, I think, to try and get the base finished and stuff, because we've got plans to hit the final skyscraper, which is the Dijon Tower, so look forward to that, guys. And we've got other plans as well with regard to further, wider world exploration. It's nearly 9:30, so I'm just going to finish this row, and then I'm going to run for it. That chest can go now as well, actually. There's no point in it being there. We've emptied it, so I will just trash my own chest. There we go. It'll be like we were never here. Right, that's it. So that'll do for the moment. We've got some soil. I'm going to turn that into, let's just see, where's my soil? Recipes, grassy ground. We just want to turn that into grassy ground. There we go. Which we can then use up top there, and that's what I'm going to do. But as I say, I might, before I place any more, I might just, hell, that is not what I want at this point. I'd rather deal with her from down here. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm just going to take as much of that as I can for the time being as well. I'd rather deal with her from up top than have her, and she's already screamed, she's already seen me, and she's already screamed. There we go. There they go. So let's have our light on. We're going to have to deal with her now and her friends. So let's just put away a few things here. Oh, do you know what? I need those, don't I? There we go. And we'll just grab our sniper rifle. That sounds like we've got about 20 of them turned up. What on earth? Okay. Where is she? Oh, there's an irradiated cot. Oh, wow, look at this. There really is lots of them. Okay, I'm not sure this is very helpful. Let's just see if we can take out the fat boy. Oh, well, no, not really. Oh, yes, we did. Yeah, we did. There's a bunch of them now. That cop over there is the one that I really want to take out, but maybe I should just ignore him. Okay, and with this lot, I'm not sure if the sniper rifle is really the best way of doing this, but if I shoot them, I will at least be saving my spikes a little bit. So let's get my assault rifle on the job. It's all good for our skill anyway with the rifle. There, I think that's all of them. And I don't know what happened to the screamer. I can only assume that she bought it earlier. The irradiated cop seems to have wandered off into the night, which suits me just fine. The only problem with rifles and things is there is a danger that you'll damage your own stuff, which is more or less what's happened there. Squelch. Nice. Okay, so we'll put those rounds back in there. We'll switch this stuff back out again. There we go. And we're kind of, yeah, I've got all sorts of random stuff in there now. So I've got things to put away, but I'm still making some grassy ground so we can place that up top. But before we do, I did want to get some concrete actually. If we've got any space in our inventory, we have a little bit, but not ever so much. Building, concrete. It's this that brought them in, isn't it? Turn off, it's still crafting, so we'll leave it as it is. And we need concrete. That is not what that is the only, oh my goodness, that is the only problem with doing this. Is it's very easy to accidentally hit the sign instead of the chest. There, and now if we go to our... Now, the only trouble with this is, if we do this, if we reinforce that, it's going to change the colour of our ceiling below, and it's going to need repainting. But, honestly, that is not my greatest concern at the moment. My greatest concern is to make sure that this is full strength. And I should have thought of it before, really. Because when I've built these before, I have done them full-on reinforced concrete. And we're cold. Yeah, it won't. There we go, that's covered. That's got all the bits that I can actually reach. There's a little bit down there that I perhaps can't reach. Hey, I managed to hit that one. And possibly one on the other end as well. That one's already reinforced. There we go. But the other bits I might be able to get from down below, so that's good. And then we've got, of course, more grassy ground to place. But in the meantime, I guess what we should try and do, carefully, is get rid of this grass. And then hoe this soil. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm worried about. Accidentally hitting my own soil and destroying it. So I've got a hoe. I put a hoe in here. I've got a couple of hoes in there. So I'll just swap my shovel out. And then we've got some fertilizer. We've got 29 fertilizer, and we should be able to fertilize a bit of this. There we are, and that strip now won't grow any more grass because it's hoed and fertilized. So that's got our garden nicely started, and I'll do the same with perhaps another strip, and hopefully we'll be able to hoe it and fertilize it. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, because the chances are we haven't got enough fertilizer to do the whole thing. But we'll do as much of it as we can. And then, yeah, as I say, I'm going to put some off-camera work in and try and get the garden sort of sorted out and as much of it fertilised as is possible. I've got some fertiliser in the base somewhere as well, because I've been crafting some in the chemistry bench, and I'll probably need to craft some more as well. I will also put the fence all the way around the outside here, and a couple of hatches here so we don't accidentally fall down as well. So then our garden, our base basically will be functionally complete, which is fantastic. There, we've run out of fertiliser now, which I kind of thought would happen. It doesn't go very far, but as I say, I do have some somewhere else, so I will carry on with the good work here. And in the meantime, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We've got the base more or less sorted now, and by the next episode, I will strive to make sure that it's even more sorted. Yeah, then we can sort of think about the exploring the wider world, and other fun stuff like that. We've got one more skyscraper to storm before then, and I hope that you will join me for that. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this episode, let me know by hitting that like button. Also, feel free to leave your comments, and until the next time, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye bye for now.